I am 62 years old, and I am sitting at my kitchen table with a box full of birthdays I never attended. The fluorescent light above me is buzzing. It does that. It buzzes all day and all night because I never bothered to fix it, because fixing things was never something I was good at. Not lights, not marriages, not the one relationship that should have mattered more than anything else on this earth. This box arrived yesterday, plain cardboard, my ex-wife's handwriting on the label, no return address, just my name written in ink that looked like it had been pressed hard into the cardboard, like she wanted the pen to hurt the paper. I didn't open it right away. I let it sit on the counter overnight because some part of me, the old coward part, the part that's been running things for 3 decades, already knew what was inside. This morning I opened it. Inside is a stack of birthday cards, 26 of them, each one in its own envelope, and every single envelope is stamped in smudged red ink with the same 2 words, return to sender. They're tied together with a blue ribbon, the kind you'd use to wrap a gift for a child. The ribbon is faded now, almost gray. It smells like old paper and drying glue and something else I can't name, something that hits the back of your throat and makes your eyes sting before your brain even catches up. My hands haven't stopped shaking since I pulled them out. I'm going to tell you how I lost my child without them ever dying. I'm going to tell you how I did it to myself, one decision at a time, and how the worst part isn't the grief. The worst part is knowing that somewhere out there, my child is alive, breathing, maybe laughing right now, and they don't think about me at all. Not with anger, not with sadness. They just don't think about me. And that silence, that nothing, is louder than any courtroom verdict I've ever heard. Let me take you back. 1993. I was 32 years old, and I thought I was untouchable. Sharp suit, Italian shoes, the kind that click on marble courthouse floors and make you feel like every step you take matters. I had a lawyer who cost more per hour than most people made in a day. And I had a plan. My wife, my ex-wife, she wanted a divorce. Fine. But she also wanted custody of our daughter, and that, I decided, was a war I was going to win. Not because I was a devoted father. Let me be honest with you the way I should have been honest with myself 30 years ago. I didn't fight for custody because I loved my daughter more than anything. I fought because I couldn't stand the idea of losing. Losing meant I was wrong. Losing meant she was right to leave. and I could not, would not, let that woman walk away from me and take everything. So I lied. I stood in that courtroom and I painted my wife as unstable, unfit. I twisted conversations into evidence. I took her anxiety, her tears, her desperate pleas for me to just be present, and I handed them to my lawyer like ammunition. He loaded the gun. I pulled the trigger, and the judge believed every word. I remember the smirk I gave my lawyer when the verdict came in. Full leverage. I had control of the narrative, control of the visitation schedule, control of everything. My wife's face looked like something had been removed from inside her. Not broken, removed, hollow. I saw it, and I felt powerful. My daughter was 4 years old. I told myself the lie that would carry me for the next decade. Winning is protecting. If I control this situation, I'm keeping my daughter safe. I'm being a good father. I'm doing what needs to be done. That lie tasted like the expensive scotch I drank that night to celebrate. Warm and smooth going down. I didn't know it was poison. I didn't know it would rot me from the inside out, until there was nothing left but a 62-year-old man sitting under a buzzing light with a box of cards he never opened, because that's what I did. I weaponized that custody arrangement. I restricted visitation. I made it difficult, then inconvenient, then nearly impossible. My ex-wife eventually moved 2 states away because she couldn't breathe in the same city as me anymore. And I let her go. I let them both go. And I told myself it was her fault for leaving. Now my shoes don't click on marble. They shuffle on linoleum. The scotch is gone. My mouth tastes dry and metallic, like I've been sucking on old pennies. That's what regret tastes like, in case you were wondering. Copper and rust, and something gone bad a long time ago. 7 years after the trial, my daughter turned 11. Her mother called me, which must have taken every ounce of strength that woman had, and invited me to the birthday party. She said our daughter had been asking about me. She said there was a chair with my name on it, a place card, handmade. Our little girl had written Dad on a folded piece of construction paper and placed it at the table herself. I said I'd try to make it. I didn't go. I went to a work dinner instead. Some client, some deal, some reason I manufactured so I wouldn't have to face what I'd done. I sat in the restaurant with leather seats and low lighting, clinking glasses with people whose names I can't remember, laughing at jokes that weren't funny, eating food I can't recall tasting, and somewhere across 2 state lines, A little girl in a party hat watched that handmade place card sit in front of an empty chair all night. I imagine it slowly tipping over as the evening went on, falling face down on the table while her friends ate cake and she pretended it didn't matter. I told myself I'd make it up next weekend. There was no next weekend. There were 30 years of next weekends that never came. Now I'm sitting here and I've untied the blue ribbon. It slid off the stack like it had been waiting to let go. And I'm going through the cards one by one, and each one is a year. Each one is a door I could have opened and didn't. The first few cards are in crayon, big shaky letters, purple and red and green, the way kids draw when they still think the world is made of color. I love you, Daddy. Please come to my party. Mommy says you're busy, but I saved you cake. There are drawings of stick figures holding hands, 2 of them, one tall, one small. Every single one of those drawings has a sun in the corner with a smiley face. She drew the world as warm and bright, even when her father was cold and dark. The middle cards shift. The crayon becomes pencil, then pen. The handwriting gets neater, more careful, like she was trying to be taken seriously. Dear Dad, I hope you're doing well. I'd love to hear from you. Formal, polite, hopeful, but holding that hope at arm's length now, like she'd learned it could burn. I can smell the change in the paper, from cheap construction stock to proper cardstock. She started buying real cards, Hallmark cards, with flowers on the front and someone else's words inside because maybe she ran out of her own. Card number 22 stops me cold. Inside, one sentence, written in blue ink that pressed hard enough to dent the cardstock. I don't know why I still do this. I read that sentence 4 times. Each time it cuts deeper. I don't know why I still do this. She was 26 years old when she wrote that. A grown woman sitting somewhere, buying a card for a father who had returned every single one before it. Writing one sentence that holds 22 years of unresolved love and exhaustion, licking the envelope, writing my address, walking it to the mailbox, knowing it would come back stamped in red, and she did it anyway. For 22 years she did it anyway, until she didn't. Card 26 is the last one. I open it, and inside there is nothing. No words, no message, no I love you, no I hate you, nothing. just her signature at the bottom, her name. That's all. She signed it the way you sign a receipt, a transaction completed, a formality observed. Then she stopped. 4 years of nothing after that. The stack just ends. The silence where cards 27, 28, 29, and 30 should be is the loudest thing in this room, louder than the buzzing light, louder than the gavel that started all of this. My daughter didn't stop writing because she was angry. She stopped because she felt nothing, and that nothing is a sound I will hear for the rest of my life. Now I'm sitting here, and the cards are fanned out across the table like evidence, like exhibits in a trial I'm losing. The blue ribbon lies limp and useless beside them, a relic of something that once held things together. It can't hold anything anymore. Neither can I. I looked up my daughter's name on the internet 2 months ago. Found a wedding photo. Beautiful ceremony. Garden setting. White flowers. People smiling. She looked happy. Genuinely happy. The kind of happy I had nothing to do with and no right to claim. She got married 3 years ago. I wasn't there. I wasn't invited. I wasn't mentioned in any of the posts, any of the comments, any of the congratulations. Not as absent, not as missed, just not there, not existing. Then I found something else. A baby announcement. My daughter has a daughter now, a little girl, my granddaughter. I have a granddaughter who will never know my face, never hear my voice, never draw a stick figure of me with a sun in the corner. I am a stranger to her. I am less than a stranger. Strangers at least exist as possibilities. I am nothing. I am a blank space where a grandfather should be, and every one of these return cards on this table is proof that I chose this. Every red stamp is a decision I made. I sent them back because opening them meant admitting I was wrong. Opening them meant feeling something, and feeling something meant the lie I told in that courtroom, and every lie I told myself after would collapse. So I sent them back. Year after year I sent them back. 26 times my daughter reached out her hand, and 26 times I slapped it away through the mail. I sit in this apartment, and it is quiet, not peaceful quiet, empty quiet. The refrigerator hums. The clock on the wall ticks. There are no photos anywhere, no voicemails saved on my phone, no texts to scroll through. The void I live in isn't dramatic. There's no storm, no tragedy playing out in real time. It's just Tuesday. It's just another evening of nothing. And that's what makes it unbearable. The ordinariness of being completely alone. Now you watching this right now, you nodding along like this is sad, like this is someone else's tragedy, like you're just here for the story. Stop nodding. This is about you. You skipped the call last week. You saw the name on your phone, your kid, your parent, your brother, whoever it is, and you let it ring. You chose the argument over the apology. You decided being right was more important than being connected. You're telling yourself there's time. You're saying I'll fix it next month, next year, when things settle down, when I'm ready. Let me tell you something about next month. Next month is a lie you're telling yourself, and it's the same lie I told for 30 years. Next month became next year. Next year became next decade. And now I'm sitting here with 26 cards and a blue ribbon in an empty chair across from me where my daughter should be sitting. And there is no next anything. There is just this table, this light, this silence. Courts don't destroy families. I need you to hear that. Lawyers don't destroy families. Judges don't destroy families. Cowards do. I destroyed mine. I destroyed it with pride, and I called that pride strength. And I called that strength love, and none of it was true. Pride is not a strategy. It's a slow poison, and you don't feel it killing you until everyone you love has already left the room. Pick up the phone tonight. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is how you get here. Tomorrow is how you end up 62 years old, retying a faded ribbon around a stack of cards you should have opened 30 years ago, sliding them back into a box, pushing that box across the table to an empty chair that no one is coming to sit in. Make the call. Say the words. Swallow the pride. Do it now. Because the birthday candles don't wait for you. They just go out.